You're listening to a brief excerpt from Understanding Telehealth Today and Preparing for its Next New Normal, co-sponsored by Advisory Board. During this webinar, John League, Senior Consultant Advisory Board, offers insights on where telehealth is at the beginning of 2021 in terms of long-awaited digital transformation and details the essential steps that our industry needs to take to use these digital solutions to their fullest potential.
So here on this slide, just want to highlight today's agenda. Where are we now with telehealth? So much promise for telehealth realized. That's where we're going to start. Obviously, though, the realization of that promise isn't complete. There's a lot of work to do, and there's a danger of backsliding into what I have heard called a techlash. That is a backlash against technology characterized by disillusionment and disinvestment. So we'll spend time trying to get our heads up, so to speak. It's very easy to get caught up in day-to-day execution. If we want to get maximum value for patients and members that we could through telehealth, we have to think more broadly about its potential uses. Finally, we'll wrap up our time today with some Q&A. So please send in questions as they occur to you. I'll try to answer as many as I can at the end, but let's get started. First, I want to frame our ambition here and center it in the context that is broader than just telehealth. What we're really talking about here is how technology can help us incorporate all of these different facets of health, not just medicine and treatment. And we're talking about where and how that care and support can be delivered on a continuum that centers on the patient and runs from the patient's home to the acute care facility. So how are we doing? Let's look first at the seismic change in utilization. The chart on this slide shows telehealth visits as a percentage of total visits across 2020. Using percentages makes this very interesting shark fin-like graph here, but the two most important numbers on this chart are the endpoints. Now, I don't mean to discount the effort that went into getting half of all visits done virtually in early April, but the important lesson here is that telehealth did not settle back to previous near zero utilization. It settled at between 15 and 20% of visits across the last half of 2020. The last number on this chart is 19%. I think the most recent update of this series from Chartis has telehealth visits at about 17%. Again, let me say, there's no shame in the decline from the lockdown peak to current levels. This has represented an amazing change in 1 year.
You've been listening to a brief excerpt from the Understanding Telehealth Today and Preparing for its Next New Normal webinar presentation. This webinar was co-sponsored by Advisory Board and recorded on February 25th, 2021. The full webinar included an interactive speaker presentation with audience Q&A. You can watch the full webinar video by using the link provided now on your screen.